All right, if you're a video creator, you totally know this feeling. You've just shot hours of amazing high-res footage, but just the thought of sifting through it all, waiting for those previews to render, it can just kill your creative buzz before you even get started. But what if that first step of your edit could be as fast and fluid as the shoot itself? Well, today we're going to look at a tool that promises to do just that. So let's talk about that headache. You've got all this beautiful 4K, maybe even 8K footage, but your editing software just chugs along, really struggling to keep up. It's such a common bottleneck, and it can seriously kill your creative momentum. It's a super frustrating gap, isn't it? Your camera gear can capture these incredible, massive files, but your workstation just wasn't built to handle hours and hours of that raw footage smoothly. You end up just staring at loading bars instead of actually creating something. This visual right here really gets to the heart of the problem. On one side, you have these massive, professional nonlinear editors, or NLEs. They're amazing, don't get me wrong, but they demand a ton of system resources just to play back a single clip. And on the other side is what you actually need to do first. Just watch your footage and pick out the good parts. You see, there's a huge mismatch. So what if a tool existed just to bridge that gap? Well, that is exactly where MarkerFlow comes in. It's a tool that was purpose-built to solve this exact pre-editing problem. Now, let's be really clear about this. MarkerFlow is not another heavyweight video editor. Think of it as a pre-editor. It does one thing, and it does that one thing incredibly well, letting you quickly and easily mark your favorite moments in a video, all without slowing your system down to a crawl. And it's built for a very specific crowd. If you're a freelancer working on a laptop, or a student in a film program, or maybe a hobbyist putting together GoPro compilations, this is designed for you. It basically turns any average Windows machine into a really powerful prep station. Okay, so how does it actually pull this off? Let's get into the specifics of how it works. The whole philosophy is built around speed and using keyboard shortcuts, getting you away from all that tedious mouse clicking. The core mechanic is just brilliantly simple. You watch your footage, and when you see a part you like, you just hit the bracket keys to mark your in and out points. That's it. Then you can instantly color code that clip with the number keys. Maybe 1 is for your A roll, 2 is for B roll, and 3 is for the takes you're never going to use. It's a really fast visual way to organize your thoughts. And getting around your footage is just as fast. Instead of clicking and dragging the playhead, you just use keyboard combos to jump forward or back by 5, 10, or even 30 seconds at a time. And my personal favorite, using page up and page down lets you instantly jump from one marked clip to the very next. You can seriously review all your best takes in just a few seconds. But don't mistake all this speed for being sloppy. For those of you who need those perfect frame-perfect cuts, MarkerFlow gives you frame-accurate precision. You can zoom way in on the timeline and snap your edits exactly to the frame you want. It's really the best of both worlds. You get speed for your rough cuts and all the precision you need when it really counts. Okay, so how does this all come together in a real project? Well, the result is a beautifully simple and, you guessed it, seamless workflow. The entire process really just breaks down into 5 simple steps. First, you import and review your footage. Second, you just fly through it, using all those keyboard shortcuts to mark and color your key moments. Third, you save a tiny little project file. Fourth, you generate an XML file with a single click. And finally, you import that XML, that's the magic key, into your main editor to begin the fun, creative part of the edit. And that project file, the .m proj file, it's actually smarter than you'd think. It saves all your markers and your colors, of course. But crucially, if you move your video files to another hard drive, the project doesn't break. The next time you open it up, it just asks you where the file is, and boom, everything relinks perfectly. Now, when it's time to export, you get a really powerful choice. You can export an XML that has only your selected clips, which is perfect for creating a nice, clean assembly cut. Or you can export an XML that includes the gaps in between, which preserves the original timeline in case you need to go back and find something you missed. It's all about giving you flexibility. So we've seen all the features, we've seen the workflow, but what does this actually mean for you, the creator? What's the big payoff here? This is where it all really clicks into place. Just think about sorting through hours and hours of wedding footage to find just the best moments, or a freelancer quickly prepping a project for their lead editor, or even film students learning the fundamentals of logging footage without needing a super high-end computer. The applications are just so practical. At the end of the day, the result boils down to 3 huge benefits. You save a massive amount of time in what's usually the most tedious part of editing. You save storage space because you're not creating those huge proxy files. And maybe most importantly, you reduce the stress and friction of just getting started, which lets you stay in that creative zone. Ultimately, this just goes to show that powerful tools don't always have to be complex. By focusing on just one key part of the process, the pre-edit, a simple tool like this can completely change how you approach a project. It kind of makes you wonder, what other parts of your own workflow could be simplified?